Well, hello, man. It's been forever. Yeah, whose fault was that? Was that my fault? Yeah, I think it was my fault. So I'd like to apologize to everybody and how long it's been taking me to make videos. Just had life happens. You gotta do the thing that's important to you right away, and then you can get back to all the fun stuff. So I'm glad I'm back, and I'm glad I'm kind of you can see my lovely hands again and my wonderful feet. Uh, uh, but here's the update here. I have my animatronic stuff here. I got a pattern for you guys to use. I have kind of like the setups of things that I can put together. This video will not be showing you how I'm putting how I got all this stuff connected, but I'm gonna kind of show you all the little things that I'm using for that. What also we'll be doing later on. You see I got a little rat over there. I'm building for a good friends of mine for their store. So it's in that preliminary, that pattern phase that we had talked about in other videos. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. But went ahead and uh, started to work on him. So project number like what 120 that I'm doing these days. And then look who this guy is. Look who came by to drop off to see everything. Ah, you see that this is not mine. I did not create it, but I am customizing it. I have the person who is letting me use this is needs a fan in here, and so what we're gonna do is, you know how this guy always wears a little sailor cap. Well, underneath it, we have a Velcro, and inside this guy, there's nothing really. I gotta do quite a couple of modifications here, but I'm gonna be opening up a hole at the top of the head. Unfortunately, that means I have to cut through this beautiful feather. As you can see, I started working on that. And I'll be putting a hole right in here where there will be a fan that the customer can turn on and off. And that fan is going to ventilate all the heat from the inside, and it's going to go through the wonderful hat here. So I got to make sure that the hat is waterproof, and uh, so that there's no build of sweat and mold. You don't want to get that inside the foam. So I'm going to build something in there for that to cover that up, and so that it can vent out through the top. And since most kids are, pretty smaller than this guy, they're not going to really see the tip top of the hat. So if I have to do any like little holes or something to kind of get the ventilation go, then so be it. But you know how we are. We're here for the person who wears the mascots, wear the costumes, because the most important thing for them is to feel comfortable, right? No one ever talks about those guys. So we are gonna work on that. So basically, what's gonna have to happen is project primary right now is I got to get this guy fixed, and then I can go back to all the animatronic stuff, and then I'll finish it up by designing the fur, the skin, the eyes, and all that for this poor guy. So that's the news. Hopefully I'll get to it. So let me quickly show you this. This is the pattern right here. I did a cardboard kind of pattern, and I scanned it, but just so you can kind of get dimensions here. It's about 4 inches for the bottom half, about 4 inches for the top half, and this here is for the mouthpiece plate that kind of squeezes these two together. So those two kind of like do a little sandwich thing for the inside the chin part of the mascot, and this guy here is for the top portion that stays there. So the bottom half has a hinge, moves up and down, as you can see, as this busted old prototype is. We have the top here, which holds the servo. I have an extender here, mainly because of the types of heads that it can go into. Sometimes it has a bigger nose than others, sometimes it doesn't. But I went ahead and did this size because it matched most of my mascot's mouth. So I got hinges in here. I got springs to help spring it back. I got the servo up here connected. So as you can hear, it opens up and closes based on this little hinge move. So I'll give you more of the instructions of how to put all this together. I've been trying to avoid any gluing, because glue and heat in a mascot can really mess up a lot of the moving parts in here. So I'm trying to use metal galvanized screws, and any part in here that can be screwed down, I'm putting in there. As you can see, this plastic kind of looks familiar over here. Where did I get that material? So I'm going the poor man's route every which way I can, with at least trying to make it affordable for other people. I mean, the most expensive part about this whole thing is probably the servo here and the mechanism that actually controls it. Now, the reason why it's taken so long for me to figure out how to try to get this stuff to you guys is because it's, you know, there's things that cost $20, there's things that cost $40, and things that cost almost $60. But if this is something that you're interested in, then you can kind of start planning to buy things one at a time. This guy I think is only like $25. You get the circuit board. This one's is considered, or is called, a red board. You can get it online through Amazon. This red board doesn't come programmed, so you have to have another program on your computer to do it. So as someone who isn't too familiar and programming and soldering and figuring out wiring, I thought this was going to be pretty daunting. And honestly, it's still daunting, but at least what I'm trying to figure out is maybe I purchased the boards, I programmed the boards, and maybe this section, and then you guys can just buy it off me. I don't know. That might be an option. You can always try to take it to a place that works on like a Radio Shack. I know that they don't do it anymore. They don't have this kind of stuff anymore. But like a hobby shop might will, and they'll and this is the guy at the hobby shop actually was the one who helped put this together for me. But I have the code to program this guy to do the job that he needs to do. And so this guy's job is to plug in a battery right here. It plugs in a battery. It controls the servo. So there's a cord specifically for the servo, and that connects into this guy right here. And then oh look, it's already connected. Look at me being proactive. So that connects to the servo, and then you have the other cord here, which connects to the button to the hand. And if I go all the way down here and drop it, and go all the way back to grab it, you see how I'm laughing now. This is like a couple years back, so I'm kind of laughing about my ingenuity, So look at this. It's just an elastic band that I glued together with hot glue onto a button that was already soldered together for me. But yeah, that button, you click on it and it'll move the servo up, and you let go and it drops it down. So the idea is that this would be on your finger, hidden inside the glove, underneath the Mascot shirt, suit, or whatever you're wearing. And then so if you're doing all your gesture work and you want to talk, you're just kind of holding your finger together and you're just pressing down the button while you do all your gestures, so you can kind of be moving back and forth with your gestures while pressing the button. It's super convenient. It's just right there in your hand. All of this main mechanism would fit into a kind of a camel backpack. They make small backpacks. This was, I thought, is the most lightest, and it's the it doesn't take away from the whatever outfit you're wearing or the costume you're wearing. So you just put this bad boy in there. All the wires would come out of the hole. And then, of course, this guy's already connected into your Mascot head. And as long as you have this cord available, you can just unplug it. And yeah, you can stick this guy inside the head and screw it down properly. I'll definitely show you guys how to do that in the next coming videos. But that's what's going on. So I have the pattern. And I have all the stuff here. I just got to get some batteries. How lame is that? Started the video and I don't have anything to show you working. So that's my bad. I'll figure that out. I got to go to the store today. So that's that. Next part is fixing this guy. Put the fan in it. Actually, I'm thinking about a prototype of an inside inside piece so that when the wearer is wearing their Mascot, the inside is insulated with a waterproof material so that the stuff doesn't sweat inside the foam, and what else? And that it doesn't. Oh, and that it wicks away the sweat from your body, so it keeps you cool. So there's a couple of neat things I'm trying to do. It's all in that little baggie right there. So I got to kind of sew things together and see if that works. So a lot of prototyping, a lot of cool new things I'm working on. It's already past 10 minutes, so I'm going to call it quits right now, and hopefully you guys will see more videos in the future. Thank you guys so much.